But here they are back in the playoffs again, and a guy who's been with the Texans throughout this wild 7 years. He's been in the National Football League as Kareem Jackson, their star cornerback. He joins us on CBS Sports Radio. It's always something with you guys, right? Like, have you ever played in a playoff game where the starting quarterback week one of the season was your starting quarterback in the playoffs?
I don't think so. Now that you mentioned that, and just kind of thinking back on it, I don't think so. But at the same time, man, just the guys in that locker room, we somehow we find a way. So, for us to, get a chance to take a trip back to the playoffs, it's definitely great for us as a team. So we're definitely looking forward to it.
What's this been like? I mean, you guys went through that stretch there where you lost 3 in a row: Oakland, Chargers, Packers. A quarterback change is made, but it did not. It looked like not only is not a playoff team, but there'd be massive changes. What changed with this team other than the quarterback position?
Our mindset has always been the same. Even the games that we lost, you think back about the Oakland game, that was definitely a close one for us. Kind of got away from us in the fourth quarter, and, Chargers as well. We beat those 3 games. We was always in them until maybe the last quarter, and, it kind of got away from us. But, so our mindset has always been the same. We just had to, just work on finishing more. It's something that we just pretty day in and day out. We have to finish. We have to play all 4 quarters as a team. And, these last couple of games we've been able to put together, complete games.
What have you seen? You've been back there a long time. What have you seen from Jadeveon Clowney this year that you didn't previously see?
For one, he's healthy. His first day there, we've always seen ability in him. It just, he had a couple of nicks there, and season-ending injury, having to take care of that. And for him to be healthy this year, I think it just, he showed everybody, what he's capable of when he is healthy. Like I say, he's definitely made some tremendous strides, as a player. His mentality is different. He's somewhat of a leader in the locker room, just kind of rallying everybody together and stuff like that. So, like I say, he's had a ton of ability. So he's just showing everybody what he can do once he's healthy.
Kareem Jackson joining us in the Doug Gottlieb Show, CBS Sports Radio. I'm wondering how you react, how you take that other people dismiss the Texans' chances in the playoffs because Savage is your quarterback. Like, again, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be one of those guys that sits there and goes like, all right, you got Tom Brady, you got Ben Roethlisberger, you got Alex Smith, who's actually played in an NFC Championship game, go back with the San Francisco 49ers, and then you got McGloin with the Raiders, you got Tom Savage, and you got Matt Moore, right? So everybody dismisses your team because Savage was a backup, is a little-known guy. How do you react to that?
We definitely don't pay it any attention. We've seen Savage grow over the years. We've seen him go out and we've seen him win games, as he did, last week. So we know he's very capable. Everybody's in the locker room. We'll definitely be behind him 100%. The coaches will definitely put something together for him so he can go out and be successful. So, for us as a team, we're just looking forward to the opportunity. Regardless of what anybody says outside the locker room, we can go out to the team. Those things don't matter to us. The only thing that matters is the way we go out and the way we execute and the way we, practice leading up to the game and going out and doing the things we need to do and to be successful. So that's the only thing that concerns us.
Randy Bullock's lining up for what would have been a game-winning field goal at NRG Stadium, a place that he kicked for you guys as late as last year. A win and you guys clinched the division. Are you on the field for the field goal block?
No, I actually wasn't.
All right, so where are you? What were you doing?
I'm on the sideline and I'm kind of thinking to myself, man, I sure hope he misses it. So, it's one of those things where everything was kind of in slow motion, and then he kicked it in. The ball just got extremely slow. And then I thought for a minute that he made it, and then I just seen everybody just start running on the field and stuff. So I said, man, that definitely, was a great thing for us as a team. So, once he missed it, we began the celebration and stuff, and we were all excited. So, that was huge for us.
Does any part of you feel bad? I mean, like, because that's the ultimate, like, team cuts you and you got a chance to ruin their season, right? Like, that's the kind of like, man, be like, oh, man, what a great, I would hate for it to be me, but like if I'm you personally, Kareem, I'd hate to, I don't want to be the one who loses, but I can respect the idea that Randy Bullock can beat us in our building, a team that cut him, and then he goes and he pushes it right.
Man, he definitely had the opportunity to, to kind of get, some payback, if you want to call it that. But like I say, he definitely helped us out, and for him to push it right, man. All I could think after the game, just kind of thinking back on it, I was saying, man, he has bad luck in RG State. But at the end of the day, it was a tough situation for us to be in, to kind of leave it all, down to that one play. It was definitely a tough game, very close game. But for them to push it right, like I said, man, we was all excited.
All right, so you guys are set in the playoffs. You've won your division. You're set at the 4th seed, right? That's not changing. So give me your honest opinion on the idea of playing Week 17. We've seen guys go down. Tyron Smith got hurt last night. He's as a tackle pulling out wide on a run play. So some have said, hey, run it. You're less likely to get anybody hurt if you run the football. We saw Tyron Smith of the Cowboys get hurt. We've seen 2 quarterbacks go down. We've seen defensive players go down. As a veteran in that defensive backfield, knowing you're already set in the playoffs, what are your thoughts on playing in Week 17?
Honestly, it's a huge opportunity for us to go out and get a 10th win. To have a 10-win season, kind of says a lot about our team. The group of resilient guys that we have in that locker room. But at the same time, like you said, when you already locked to go to the playoffs, it is kind of tough to go out there knowing that you got more to play for after this game. And like you said, we playing other teams that don't really have anything to lose. But at the same time, you still want to kind of go out and you want to compete. For us, it'll be huge to get a 10th win. So, we'll prepare. The week like we do every week. We'll get ready to go out and play. So, hopefully we can jump on these guys kind of early.